to our Rumble Racing League tonight. We're doing a bit of a prelude at the Snetterton track in the UK. This isn't a sequel to 50 Shades of Grey. This is actually real-time UK weather, so expect the unexpected. The boys are about to grid up for race 1. Should be underway shortly. All right, take a quick look. The boys have done a bit of practice, had their qualifying. Might have a look and see how they grid up for race 1. We've got Brett Barker, one of our newbies to the Rumble League family. Caleb Patterson making a return to the Rumble Leagues. We've got Henry Fenson, Oz Moroz, another newbie, Guy Leach, Damien Seeger, John Baldwin, Liam Nugent, Dean Logsdale, Keith Logan, Wayne Losh, yours truly, followed by Dan Ferroni, Jack Boyd out of 14. Jack's still trying to find his flippers for what expected to be a damp and wet track at times tonight. We've got Adrian Dingle, Bill Whiteman, Graham Ellis, Mick Nancaro, Dave Gogol, Dave Longsdale, Glenn Hill, Glenn Boyd, another one that's still looking for his flippers and snorkel, Luke Keamy, and Jan Curry out of 24. All right, let's get this party started, and we'll grid them up for race 1.
Oh, they do a little skid.
Oh, we can see it's already a wet track. Some of the boys are struggling to get their cars underway. Brett Barker has taken advantage of the pole, cleared out early. Got Caleb Patterson currently in second. Guy Leach has been overtaken by young Henry. They make their way around the 200 layout of the Snetterton circuit. It's a track that we haven't used before, but iRacing have now made it a freebie, so perfect time to have a crack at something that most guys probably haven't raced in their iRacing careers.
Get in there, Glennie.
As you can hear, we've currently got the
Nice move.
Radio turned up, so I think what I might do is mute that in case a few of the boys decide that not happy.
Sorry, Glenn.
Apologies for that. Yeah, obviously radio chat can get a little bit boisterous from time to time, so we'll just mute that in the background. Meanwhile, it's still Brett Barker leading from Caleb Patterson. Actually, because we've got so many newbies, I'm going to change so we can see the full names just in case I get anything wrong. Brett's put in the fastest lap there for first lap. It looks like Liam Nugent's gone to the pits. Not sure if that's a technical issue or forgot to bring the flippers. Liam's currently in the pits. Further back, this is another one of our new boys. This is John Baldwin, being closely pursued by the one and only Damien Seeger. You can see the spray from the cars. Damo's got the wipers running. She's a little bit damp out there for race 1. Some of these boys are not only learning the track, but also dealing with the wet conditions. stay with Damo for a minute. Try a few different camera angles. Got a few boys crashing further back, but I don't think we'll focus on the crashes. All right. Obviously, there's a lot of learning. It's a pretty steep learning curve to go from what was essentially a dry racing situation with iRacing to their newly released rain, which is going to certainly add another element of excitement over the upcoming season. Damo's sporting one of those iconic liveries from days gone past. Hear the gentle throttle application on the wet track. Meanwhile, jump back with Jack Boyd, who's trying to make his way through the field, looking to overtake Loshi in another iconic livery. Oh, Jack's forgot to put his window up. He's obviously not too worried about the hairdo, unlike some members of our league. Won't mention names, Damo, but obviously Jack's not quite as concerned about the hairstyle. No doubt that Damo would have his window up tonight. And probably the heater running. Jack's currently up into ninth spot. See the water on the track, which is rather damp, which is fairly synonymous with the UK. See the spray out of the back of the cars. That's Loshi. Really hard to follow the cars in front. You either need to be very close or giving them a bit of space, as Jack looks to make a move on Dean Logsdale. Gets that done. Now right up behind John Baldwin, the 35 car. Looks like Damo's the cork in the bottle, holding everybody up as usual. Well, go back and have a look and see if we can find Moz Moroz. Oh, another iconic livery. Boys have been working very hard in the paint shop this week. We're on currently on lap 4 of. We've got 15, but it's a time certain race, so again we'll just have to see how many laps in these conditions the boys can pump out. Obviously, lap times are quite a bit slower on a wet track, although the wet tyres do a fantastic job of giving you a good level of grip. As we can see, Caleb Patterson puts in the quickest lap that time around, a 1:28.2. It's a couple of tenths quicker than our leader, Brett Barker, who's currently about half a second in front. Still Henry Fenson in third, Guy Leach currently in fourth. And it's guy on screen, Moz Moroz, rounds out our top 5. Jack Boyd has obviously dispatched of Damo and is now up into 6th. And well, let's go and see if we can find Jack's teammate. This is Glenn Boyd, currently down in 13th behind another one of our new boys, Adrian Dingle. Jump on board with Glenn this time around. He's got the wipers going. See if and where he can get the move done on Adrian. See the amount of spray. It's really hard to judge not only your braking markers but the car in front. Adrian's a little bit loose out of that corner. Glenn's going to look to take advantage, and looks like he's got the job done. But that move made. Adrian moved aside, gave him a bit of space, so Glenn now moves up into 12th. It's still raining fairly heavily. Apologies for some of these cameras. I've had to throw together a bit of a camera pack. As I said, this was a track that up until the last update a few days ago, people had to pay for, and so therefore wasn't one that was used on a regular basis. So when we decided to use it, I had a look. The cameras weren't that flash, so I've quickly put some together. Not my finest work, but we have some cameras, and you'll notice a lot of them are up high. It's because of the spray off the cars. It's very hard to see the cars from track level, especially if you've got a group of cars together. So where necessary, we've put some high level cameras in. We've got a curb cam there just to see how much water is sort of puddling on the track. You can see some of these shots, we get a lot of water on the inside curbs, which makes for some interesting lines the boys have to take, especially when it's raining. Constant rain like we're currently experiencing. Meanwhile, back up the front, got a bit of a battle going on. Oh, it's Henry Caleb squabbling over position 2. Brett Barker still currently in front. See, it's really, really tight. We're about half race distance now, so really tight at the front here. Come across a slower car. Always fun in the wet. Who's the side? Lets the boys through. I think Damo's just called a safety car. Run a virtual safety car, so boys will drop back to 60 k's an hour, let the field close up. It's, see from our timing tower, it's sort of spread out a little bit, so Damo's just keen to get all the boys bunching up, so we get a bit more wheel-to-wheel racing. As I said, this is a prelude, so not actually racing for points or anything tonight. It's just a bit of a hit out for the boys to try and get used to the rain. See from the timing tower, there's still a few stragglers just waiting on to bunch it back up. By Leach, looks like he may have had some sort of an issue. He's dropping down through the field. It's all still a bit new with this rain as to how much load it's going to put on PCs, etc. Guys are still trying to work out the best settings. Like guys had to go to the pits. Henry's making me seasick, so let's go back on board with actually it looks like might have lost Loshy's paint because he had a white car. Always good when you're playing with replays. Oh, looks like Loshy and Damo are actually squabbling over who should be where. Interesting. I think the field's just about bunched back up again now. Should be able to get underway shortly. see it's still. Oh no, Loshie's got the right livery. Apologies for that. He just painted the bonnet a different colour. Wait for. Okay. Ammo.
Can you repeat that, please, Dano?
Cool.
We're about to wait for the gauges. I think she's spun again, mate.
I think they're just waiting on Glen Hill. Maybe Dave Logsdale to jump on the back. A couple of our newbies. Amo's just given the instructions, stand by to go green. And they're back up and racing again. These safety cars just come in handy when, especially when everybody's just getting used to racing with each other. You'll see there's a lot of water still on the track, a lot of standing water now, so everybody's going to have to just be that little bit careful. Oh, meanwhile, I said I wasn't going to do it, but that's our leader that's crashed out, so I'm going to go and have a look and see what's happened here on the restart. Oh, he's been drilled. Caleb Patterson has taken out our leader. It's not a good start to the season, young Caleb. Looks like he's got some sort of a slowdown, well, because he's pulled aside. It's now put Henry the front, unless Caleb is perhaps trying to redress, maybe. Sure what happened there. Anyway, our new leader is now young Henry. And Caleb has dropped all the way back to 6th. Meanwhile, I think Brett has got himself back up and running again. He's currently way down in 20th spot, so he's got a bit of work to do. But he's certainly got pace, so I'm sure he'll make some spots up before the end of the race. Meanwhile, check out where Keithy Logan is. It's buried there in the spray somewhere. Southern Cross Racing. Got the wipers going. Currently tucked in behind John Baldwin. John runs a little bit wide. Keithy. Oh. Keithy's got internet issues. Whenever that happens, it's usually because So I think we'll jump on with Dan Ferroning instead. I think Keithy's internet is doing what Adelaide internet does so well. It's going to make it interesting this season with rain and some less than, as Dan runs a little bit wide, trying to get it back up on track. The edges of the track are also really slippery. Boys are finding that you've got to be really gentle on the throttle to get back out on track if you run wide. Not as easy as it is in the dry. A bit further back. Oh, that's just as we join. That's Graham Ellis getting it all crossed up. Currently in a battle with Shannon Curry. The brighter liveries certainly are a benefit in this weather. It's so much easier to see the cars. Might be a bit of a hint there, boys, if you're thinking of doing a new livery, as that's Brett Barker now looking to try and get his way back up through the field after that tap a few laps back. Brett's made it all the way back up into 15th now.
Oh, shit.
That was Mosmeroz that expletive then for all those people that were wondering. I'm not sure. Oh, Moz is dropping down, so he's obviously had a Nicky Johnson moment. Rather colourful language there from the Moz himself. Apologies to all those that may have heard that. Just like the real thing. But we don't have a bleep button, so unfortunately these things are going to happen from time to time. Meanwhile, we've got Jack Boyd up behind Senior Boyd. This will be interesting. Currently on lap 12. Oh, that's a very late dive from young Jack, but I think the old man might have let him get away with that. He has. Wow, that was a bit soft from old man Boyd, I must say. Gonna have to probably gonna have to prescribe him a half a cup of cement when he's racing junior. Used to be a little bit tougher than that. Well, meanwhile, Jack is now looking to grab a few more spots. Rain continues to team down. Oh, got a spinner there. That looks like that may have been Caleb Patterson. And Caleb's come unstuck. See, the lap times are slowly going up as the weather gets worse and worse. Oh, Loshy's. Oh, Jack's going to take advantage of the slow exit. Jumps up alongside Loshy. He's got the inside run for the under the bridge. Oh, Loshy tries to hang tough around the outside. Whoa! Jack gets that job done. It's compromised Loshy's exit a little bit, and now he's got Namo all over him with Glenn Boyd getting keen to grab a couple of spots as well as we concluding stages of race one. Meanwhile, Henry Fenson has cleared out. Just got the checkered flag. He has cleared out. That is a massive win. Over 8 seconds to Dean Logsdale second. Jack Boyd gets home for third. Wayne Losh, Damien Seeger, Glenn Boyd, Heathy Logan, Mosmeroz, as everybody spins past the checkered flag, as they do, and run into each other. Little did they know that we actually organised some championship points last night, so all of these incidents after the line are actually costing these drivers valuable points. Waiting for the remainder of the field to cross the line. Be able to get underway for very, very shortly. Final car Across the line now. Oh, yep, we're about to grid up for race 2. So we've inverted the grid. The top 10 have been inverted, which puts Brett Barker back on pole. Probably justifiably so after losing the lead in race 1. Waiting on the boys to drop onto the grid. It's still raining. Rain has, I don't think it's got any harder, but it certainly hasn't eased up. About to go green. Most boys manage to get away as they go 4 wide in turn 1. It's never a good for the spray. Everyone's keen to make up as many spots as they can in the early few corners. Not sure that that's a great way to do it. Oh, as we've got one that's gone off there, that looks like it's Keithy Logan that's out cutting the grass. Oh! Keithy's version of the military two-step. As he's finding out now, as you can see, when you gas it up, she ain't going nowhere. You need to back it right off. Meanwhile, back up the front, like it's young Caleb Patterson. Grab the front. Got a lot of inside curb that time. Oh, in the background, that looked like it was Jack Boyd that also got a bit of air time over that inside curb. Not sure what happened to our leader. Brett Barker's dropped back now to 8th. Currently 8th. A battle with Henry and the other boys. Oh, as they all get a bit taily. Gonna jump on board with Brett for a lap or so. Henry's trying to make a run. It's happy to concede. Closes right up under brakes. Gentle on the throttle through this part. So easy to get the tail to step out if you get too eager too soon. Pulls out it and decides better of it. Tricky part of the track just here. Oh, we've got chaos ahead. Wow, it looks like Brett's just bought himself a few positions there. Sure, what? There was cars going everywhere. Looks like Glenn Boyd may have been involved. Damo's called another safety car, so see quite a few cars involved in that one. It won't take long to get everyone back together and get racing underway. Brett's now found his way up into 4th spot. Jack Boyd directly ahead of Brett. Both these boys be pre-season favourites, I would assume, to be right up the pointy end. Amo's just telling everyone we're about to go green.
Green.
And there they go. They're off and racing again. Oh, it's very tight on a safety car restart as the guys try to sort themselves out. On board with Brett. Jack moves out of the spray ahead, so now Brett moves out of the spray. Said visibility is terrible, which is good. It adds another element to the racing. Still young Caleb Patterson leading on lap 3 from Mosma Roz finds himself in second. Jack Boyd, Brett Barker. As we jump on board with Jack now. In behind Oz. It's crazy this amount of... Oh, Jack gets it a little bit sideways. Accelerator application is everything in these conditions. Wow. See the amount of water on the track. It's typical UK weather. Meanwhile, I'm going to jump back and have a look at this is PJ Whiteman. PJ is currently in 13th spot, having a really good run. Got Graham Ellis just ahead. And Loshi, who I believe, if my information is correct, at some point in time, it's going to attempt to... Oh, as they go 3 wide, that's not a good place to be 3 wide. They sort themselves out. Oh, in the background we've got one. Is that was Adrian Dingle that just ran a bit wide there. Oh, got a spinner. PJ has spun. Oh, and Keithy Logan managed to collect him on the way through. Some of these boys are struggling a little bit. Meanwhile, further up the field in 7th, doing a really good job is this Dave Gogol. Seems like the wet weather is something that suits Dave. Made his way up into a really solid 7th spot, currently in front of Dan Ferrone, yours truly, and Glenn Boyd. Oh, meanwhile, this is back up the front now as Jack Boyd looks to try and put a move on Moz. I think he's going to get it done. Brett Barker currently up in 3rd now. Drops Caleb back to 4th. On lap 5. Jump on board with Moz for a little bit. I think Jack's finally worked out this rain gig. Made his way to the front, starting to move away. Quickest lap there, he's into the 29s this time around. The rest of the field's into the 30s, 31s. So as young Jack does when he gets to the front. likes to dictate the terms. Oh, you can see from Moz, Caleb Patterson has managed to make his way back up into third now. Got past Brett for that position. John Baldwin currently down in fifth. Bit of a gap back to John. See it's stopped raining now. It's a very wet track, but it has stopped raining. Make it interesting. Sun's trying to peek through. So it's Jack Boyd over Moz Miraz. He's nearly a second over Moz this time around. It goes into the 28s. So does Moz. So they are the two quickest boys. Johnny Baldwin does a 29, as does Damien Seeger. Obviously finding a bit of pace out there. Meanwhile, further back we can see the lap times. So this is, I think this is where Loshi decides there's no rain. He's going to go to dry tyres. Might wait for Loshi to come out and just see whether this experiment actually does work. Front two boys now get a bit of a break on the rest of the field. Oh, Moz has lost it. Moz has lost it. He's out in no man's land. It's back on track, but he's dropped a heap of positions. Currently down in fifth now with the pack chasing him. Jack's now got a huge lead. He's out to 4 seconds. Meanwhile, Loshi has put on some dry tyres. Oh, just as we crossed to him. I'm not sure that was the right call, Loshi. But I suppose, as in any form of motor racing, there has to be a pioneer. I'm guessing that in this case, that's none other than our own Loshinator. Meanwhile, we're back up with Caleb Patterson currently holding down second. Got a 2 second lead over Brett Barker. Run through the field. Damo currently up into E4. And we've got Moz recovering from that spin we saw on the last lap. Then it's John Baldwin up into 6th. Rockstar livery. And that's Henry Fenson directly behind. Henry down in 7th after winning the first race. Then it's back to Dan Faroon at Pennzoil, 86. Currently in 8th. This is Glenn Boyd. About 4 seconds back on Dan at the moment. And we've got Luke Keamy in the full bore racing Toyota 86. While Henry Fenson's just done a 127 that time around. So Henry is definitely on the charge. And then behind Luke, we've got Adrian Dingle. Currently in 11th. Then Dean Logsdale, followed by Shannon Curry, currently 13th. P14 is PJ in the Napa 86. Not sure whether PJ is related to the Johnsons, but he certainly should be on the phone looking to see if he can get himself a sponsorship deal with Napa. Runs a Napa Porsche in our GT4 league, so not sure what the connection is, but PJ's certainly flying the flag for Napa, both leagues. This is Dave Gogol as just as he comes back on track after running wide through turn 1. We've got Graham Ellis, a bright green livery, and it's behind him is Mick Nancaro. Good little battle between these two. Mick pulls out down the straight. Oh, Graham's trying to. He does. Graham does a great job there. Outbreaks Mick in through the turns and manages to hold that spot. And further back, I wondered where he was. There's our Glen Hill. In off cutting some grass. This is David Logsdale. Logsdale Senior. Moving aside, he's still learning the art of sim racing, doing a good job of staying out of people's way as he learns the finer art of sim racing. We've got Keithy Logan, who has had a couple of offs by the sound of what I've been hearing in the background on the radio. Might have got himself a little bit bogged there at one stage. Back out on track now. And then, and here, Loshie's experiment with dry tyres. Seems to be going really, really well. See, it's back on track again. Just for a laugh, let's ride with Loshie for a lap or two. Might get a bit of an idea on how dry the track needs to be before you can actually go to dry tyres. Well, he's managed to make it through turn 1. Obviously learning a lot out there at the moment. Got to brake way early and tiptoes through the corner. This would be killing Loshie. Oh. Got to be so gentle on the throttle if you're going to run dry tyres on a wet track. But kudos to the man for trying. Don't know until you try it. Meanwhile, back up the front, Jack has got... Oh, as he drifts through through the corner, he's got about 9.5 second lead now as ticks over to lap 12. Absolutely dominated. Runs a 1:27.6 that lap just to rub salt into the wounds. Get a 28.1 from Brett Barker, who's doing a great job currently up in second. Hasn't taken young Jack long to work out how to drive on a wet track. We were sort of hoping that it might bring him back to the field, but going to have to find other ways of making that happen. He's about 3/4 of a length of the straight now, the lead over Brett. Meanwhile, our good friend Loshie is he's having fun, we think. He's determined. He still hasn't pitted. Determined to get this race done. Meanwhile, this is Damo, who is currently third. They've got Caleb and Moz. Very close company. Oh, Caleb runs it a little bit wide, coming out of that turn. Just to get it back on track before Moz can take advantage. Oh, Damo's a bit squirrely through the turn. It's hindered the progress of both Caleb and Moz, so it's now tightened right up between these three. See Caleb running a different line, trying to stay out of the spray from Damo, who gets it a little bit sideways, but holds onto it. Caleb closes up under brakes. Oh, just as we jump on the boot of Caleb's car, I see Moz going sideways again. It's cost Moz a little bit of time. Can't see for the spray. It's crazy. Moz, Moz is desperately trying to make up that ground. Cars get really, really unsteady under brakes. Oh, and we've got the checkered flag out for Jack. Jack takes out race 2, followed by Brett Barker. Damien Seeger gets home for 3rd. And Caleb Patterson, Moz Moroz, Henry Fenson, Glenn Boyd, Dan Ferrone, John Baldwin, Dean Logsdale, Luke Keamy, Adrian Dingle, Shannon Curry, Dave Gogol. And it'd be PJ Whiteman, Vic Nancaro, Keithy Logan, Glenn Hill, David Logsdale, Graham Ellis is in the pits, Loshy, who we saw hopefully we'll grab a different set of tyres for the final race. Although we can see now that it hasn't rained for a while and the track is drying. So what will tyre choice be for our last race? Boys have got a short break to work all that out before we start with race 3. They got a little bit of a warm-up period, so chance to have a bit of a break, think about their tyre strategy for the next race. Last few guys to cross the line. There it is. So we've now got a little bit of a warm-up, so we'll be back very shortly with race 3. guys, welcome back. As you can see, warm-up is just about finished. Guys will be gritting up very, very shortly for the final race tonight. Waiting for the guys to jump onto the grid. Looks like Barker. I'm not sure. So, see if we can pick it up from here. So it's telling us Brett Barker will be out of one. Caleb Patterson, who had to leave, is out of two. Then it'd be Henry Fence and Mos Moroz. Guy Leach we know is. We might have just saw in that warm-up during the break that Loshy's determined that he was going to stick with his dry tyres, and he went out and did a few laps on a drying track just to see. But as we grid up for race 3, it started raining. Now, I'm not sure, but I believe that Loshy may in fact still be on those dry tyres. So if that's the case, yeah, he could be in a world of hurt. It's actually Mos Moroz that leads him away this time. It's like Brett Barker's jumped Damo and up into second now. The rain starts to come down again. Further back in the pack, that's Mick Nancaro getting a bit of a run on Dave Gogol through turn 1. Closely followed by Graham Ellis. It's a heavy braking zone. Down through this, call it flip-flop section before they get onto the back straight. And while it's Henry Fenson try and get a move on Damo this time round. So we've inverted the grid for this race. It looks like a few of the boys have actually left early. Can't see Jack Boyd out there anywhere, so I think Jack and Caleb have both left the track. Obviously, when you're superstars, you don't need to run all 3 races. Make your statement early, go and have a hot shower, and get on to more important things. Yeah, meanwhile, this is Loshy, and I can confirm he is on the dry tyre. He's persistent, if nothing else, as he makes his way. Oh, he's staying out, even though it's raining. He's decided he will assist with the dry tyre. Let's see what happens down here into turn 1. Will he make it? He's actually doing a really good job. Considering the spray that's coming off of that car, we can see the track is still, it's patchy at the moment. It's quite wet through this section. Manages to get that done. So if we, just as out of curiosity, going to up some lap times, and let's compare Loshy. So he's a 146.2 compared to a 134.2 for our leader. Gives you a bit of an idea as to the difference in the 2 tyres. It's quite dry. This part of the track is actually still quite dry. But I think it's this final turn that we're about to come up to that as Loshy. There you go, Damo. There is proof. Loshy can drift a car as he just drifted through that corner. Bit of a but fails to. Oh, look at the amount of water in that final turn. That can't be good. You can see the car's even unstable under acceleration. Meanwhile, back at the front, Brett Barker currently leads from Moz Moroz. Damo's holding down third, but it looks like he's got a pack of angry cars following him. We'll jump on board with Damo. Oh, a lot of inside curve that time. Not sure that's the quickest line through there, but yeah, hangs onto it. Oh, look, he's got the window down. Obviously, the demister's not working. Damo's been forced to drop the window for race 3. I can hear all those hair care suppliers licking their lips. Damo will be out shopping tomorrow. Does not like getting the hair messed. Meanwhile, checking out some of the lap times for the boys. We've got quite a few guys that are out this race, as we said, but Loshy's managed to get up to a 1:43. Our leader, Brett Barker's just done 1:28, so there's still a fairly big discrepancy. We're still right on board with Damo. It's coming under increasing pressure from... Looks like Glenn Boyd has actually pinched Jack's car. Noticed on the windscreen there. I'm not sure about that. I think the stewards will be looking into that. If Glenn's car failed scrutineering, because it's definitely said Jay Boyd on the windscreen of that car that Glenn is now racing. Sure what's going on? Yep, can see there, that says Jay Boyd. I think old Glenn's pulled a bit of a Swifty here. No doubt the stewards will be investigating that after the race. As it looks like we might have gone safety car here, judging by everybody slowing down. Sure why. I wonder if Damo has taken pity on his teammate in this instance and allowed Loshy to jump into the pits and put some wets on. Would appear so, because Loshy's now in the pits. For all yous wondering, Damo is our official race director on race nights and has been known to accept the odd bribe here or there, and I'm sure Loshy has obviously made some sort of contra deal to allow him to get into the pits and put a set of wets on. Fuel compressors now. Loshy is out of the pits. It's being still a bit of a practice round for everybody to get into the swing of things. Even though Loshy is a lap down, I'm sure they'll the race director will allow him to jump back in to the field and race. See Loshy there is just looking for a suitable gap to drop into. Letting a few more cars through. Like he's found a good spot. So hopefully Damo will get him underway very shortly. About to go green. It's the instruction. Back up and racing. Brett manages to hold on to that lead. It's closed the rest of the field up considerably now. It's a bit of an angry pack making their way under the bridge. It's currently Brett Barker up the front. Moz Moroz second, Damien Seeger in third. Actually, let's there's Moz. Shell Ultra livery. It's Damo currently in third. He's got Henry Fenson very close company. Henry in the brightly coloured livery. Then it's Glenn Boyd, who stole Jack Boyd's car. And we've got John Baldwin, who's done a really good job. John's had a good night so far. Currently, oh, just as we say that, oh, he's managed to hold on to it. That is a fantastic save. Well done, John. That shows you how realistic this whole rain thing is. Just sort of ran a little bit wide through turn one, lost it, but managed to snatch it and get it back on track. Well, Glenn Hill currently finds himself up in 14th. See, the track is still sort of dry, but it has a lot more wet patches on it, so definitely the wet tyre is the way to go, as PJ and Mick Nancaro close up on the back of Glenn. Their way around the back of the circuit. Looks like Damo's had an off. He's dropped down a few spots. Good little battle forming here. Glenn's doing a great job so far. The other two boys at bay. Three boys are regulars to both our leagues, both this one in the Toyota 86 and our GT4 league we run on Mondays. If anybody out there is keen to get involved in either of these leagues, then just look us up on Facebook. GT4 Rumble or Rumble Racing, two Facebook pages. Check them out. Join the page, and yeah, we'll get you out on track and racing with the rest of us. It's as easy as that if you're keen. Looks like PJ's thinking about a move now as they get down to the bridge. Oh, there's no one's giving an inch. Glenn runs tight, a lot of inside curb. Did he manage to, he did manage to get through. PJ, I think there might have been a bit of contact there. I think PJ might have come off second best as Mick and Caro now grabs that spot and moves up onto the back of Glenn. It's great to see these boys having a ding-dong battle out on track. Haven't been... Glenn especially hasn't been racing that long, so it's really good to see a bit of experience in the wet with a couple of the other boys. As Mick, they run side by side into turn one. I think Mick's got the better line, carries a bit more speed, manages to get through. Glenn's a bit tentative. He ran a very tight line. Oh, and in the background, PJ's gone. Just as PJ was looking to make a move on Glenn there, he lost it. Meanwhile, back up the front. Oh, it's a ding-dong battle for second. Henry and Moz going toe-to-toe. Just as we jump on board with Moz, I think Damo has called another safety car. Going to close the field back up again. Over half race distance. You can see the cars in the background just making their way around this back section. Oh, Dan Frone still 6th. Had a really solid opening night league.
Can he run anything out? No.
Damo giving instructions. That would be a no. Let's go green. They're off again. This is going to be an angry pack. Like Henry's keen to get back up the front. Right, let's see if we can jump back on board with Moz. Oh, Brett sideways. Oh, manages to avoid. They compromised Henry, which has given Moz a bit of a sniff. Side by side down the front straight. Later on the brakes, manages to hold on to it. Seen some really good racing tonight. These boys haven't taken long to adapt to the rain. A little spin has cost Brett. Meanwhile, he's dropped all the way back down to 14th spot. Well, Glenn Boyd on a bit of a mission here. Jump on board with Glenn. Ben's closed right up on the back of Moz. Damo harassing Boyd Senior. A couple of laps left to go in this one, so boys will all be keen to record a win. This will be win number 2 if Henry can hold on. Managed to ink out a little bit of a gap at 7/10 over Moz. See, it's really close. A minor play. Oh, cars get all squirrely under brakes, but they managed to hold on to it. Headlights on. It's getting a bit dark and gloomy again. You can see the blue skies have disappeared. It's not raining, but certainly hasn't cleared up much. The track is still really wet. Ben's got the wipers going there. Obviously from the spray from the car in front. just sort of spread out a little bit, but they close up again under brakes. Damo sideways out of that turn. It's not the quickest way, but it's certainly a lot of fun. While Glenn's trying to chase down Moz and Henry up the front, Damo's dropped off just a little bit off the back of Glenn now. Still see the puddles. Oh, as Moz gets it really crossed up. I was about to say, you can still see the puddles on the track. These boys are pushing it to the limit at the moment. Keen to grab that win. We tick down, I reckon. Yep, that's going to be the checkered flag. Henry's going to grab his second win for the night. Closely followed by Moz Moroz. Glenn Boyd, who sets the fastest lap on the last lap, gets home for third. Then Damo. John Baldwin, great job home in fifth. Dan Ferrone, another great job in sixth. Shannon Curry, Graham Ellis, Adrian Dingle. Brett Barker managed to get back up to 10th. Dean Logsdale, Vic Nancaro, Phil Whiteman. Dave Gogol gets home ahead of Phil Whiteman. Then it's Glenn Hill and David Logsdale was the last of the runners. Loshi a lap down, obviously, from his earlier pit stop. So, that is racing from Snedden for our prelude to what should be a great season of Toyota 86 racing with some very variable race weather conditions. So, as I said earlier, if you're keen to get on board, then check us out on Facebook and get your applications in so we get ready to start our first season in the Toyota 86s. Until then, take care and we'll catch you next time.